Hey! Oh, how is everyone doing? Just enjoying a little bit of music to get ready. Oh, here's Prissy. Okay, Prissy, make a request. Make a request to come join me, and you can come. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, how exciting is this? Hello, everybody. Look at this new shirt just arrived today. Skater vibes. Hey, how are you? Oh, I've disappeared.
Fine.
There you go. I disappeared. Oh, what's happened? Always technical problems. Hey, how are you?
Fine, and you?
Oh, very, very good. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of an introduction for you, but I hate trying to memorize things. I like to be natural. So from what I've read, you started skating when you were 6 years old, and you've skated on ice as a free skater, as a solo dance. You've also skated on quads as an artistic skater, as roller derby, as inline. Am I missing anything? I think you skated pretty much everything.
I think
you just haven't done pairs. I think that's about all you haven't done. And also you're a coach for quad and inline, because it's kind of combined, isn't it? Which it seems a little bit strange for me as an inline. I'm like, how is that possible? But that's what's happening in the market at the moment, right? And you're also an art teacher. I mean, your drawings, amazing. And
thank you.
Yeah. And tell a little bit more about yourself, anything that obviously I missed a lot. So add some more and yeah, let everybody know who you are.
Yeah, so I don't know what to add to this. I think you said everything. So we can start to talk about.
Yeah, well, I mean, from me, I've wanted to talk to you for so long, and I felt that there's so much value in conversations that I watch. I watch a lot of really influential people, Tom Bilyeu. You listen to conversations with people and you get so much value. And I thought that a conversation between us, we can add a lot of value to the inline figure skating world. One, because our opinions are slightly different. And I think that comes from me having bigger feet and your feet smaller, but the wheels are the same size. You know, this is something that's so funny. It's like, have 3 wheels and you have a size 6 and a size 12 foot and you have 3 wheels the same size. So there's going to be problems there, you know? So I don't know how to... What frames have you skated on? And what frame did you start on?
I started on pick skates, so on 3 wheels, as we said. And I wanted at the beginning try 4 wheels, but I was really scared about it because as an old ice dancer, I was scared to touch the last wheel, you know, in the end when doing cross just like this here with the toe stop. Yeah. And for me, it was very hard to choose because I saw people in big skates. So I tell to myself, okay, so let's try big skates, because most of professional skaters were on big skates and not on Snow White at the beginning when inline skating started, you know. And I trust professional skaters, so I wanted the same skates, you know. Like we can see athletes and competitors on the ice flies or piano EDA, and I wanted the same, but I was saying to myself what to choose and what is the best blade, the best frame, because there was not any information on the internet at this time. And this is why it's important to do this video, because people need to know what to choose and what's the best for them.
For the individual, yeah. I mean, it's when the video you sent me before of the skating sisters that have the four wheels, they look like they're on skis because their feet are so small. It's like mine on four, it doesn't stick out that much, and the wheels are almost touching. So I can
Yeah,
imagine if that is four wheels, and I'm a 42.
mine are touching at the beginning
Yeah,
when it was brand new. The wheels are touching together just here because I think it's 72
yeah.
millimeters. So
I think
yes,
you think it's about the same gap as this one, and I'm a 42. It's a similar
yeah,
gap, no? We have almost the same
yeah,
gap. I think I'm like two fingers I can fit, and I think yours is
yeah.
like similar. And then I have like for me the golden horse. It has the wheels that they come on. I mean, this is it's even bigger. A bigger hole is like more. That's slightly
Yeah,
bigger.
when mine, uh, you can see it's really close.
Yeah, it's like 1.5. It's
Uh,
like so small. So this is
yeah,
perfect for you. Like I feel like in the last two. Oh, why is this? I feel like in the last 2 weeks, my knowledge and understanding it gained so much, and I realized that I still don't know anything because there's still so much more to learn. So it's when people say, "What frame should I get?" Well, how big are your feet? What are you doing? Where are you going to skate? If you're going to skate outside a lot, then I would suggest to have one of these. But if you are skating inside or really smooth surfaces, then this will actually kind of be okay. I changed for the first time since June or July yesterday because I don't spin that much anyway, but I spin enough. But I've been skating on smooth surfaces. Oh, my phone is being stupid. So
yeah.
it's
So topic indeed is enough for inside floor, very smooth floor because and maybe I should tell I used mine a lot because I was doing like 7 hours per week, and I have to change my toe like maybe once in a month. And so at the
yeah.
end, this is a because for example, I don't have my roll line, but the roll line to stop is this is the baby to stop, but it's not the same. I could skate on it like one full season
Yeah.
without changing, you know.
And is the baby toe stop made of the same material as the big toe stop?
I don't think, no,
Because it's the
because
same. The same with Golden Horse. It's like a different material. I just feel like it's more sticky on the
yeah,
Golden Horse. No.
I think it's harder, a bit harder than the roll line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a bit harder. And yes, the roll line is more sticky. And here, I skate a full season with it.
Yeah.
You see, compared to my pig skates.
Yeah. It's funny because I skated on pig skate for 4 years. Yeah. This one, the P11, this is just disappearing outside in like very very quickly because yeah, so I was skating on the pig skate for like 4 years, and I just imagine the toe stop was like getting your blade sharpened. That it was just a necessary evil you had to do if you were going to spin a lot, which I wasn't. I was doing pairs, but I imagined it that way for single skaters. That once every couple of weeks, once a month, you would sharpen your skates around the same time. It may be like £10 or $20 or whatever it is. It was just one of those things. Until I saw the toast and people that no, I have it for like a year or for 6 months, a toe stop. And then I went last year in 2019 to the WIFS, the World Open, and I just observed. It was the first time I've been around a lot of skaters, and I observed who was wearing what and what were they doing. And from what I could see, the people that could skate the best were like whether it was Snow White or the roll line linear, they all had this toe stop and they would just spin. And it was just because I'd never really watched so many people doing flying camel back, or a catch foot or anything. But it just seemed like they were doing really small loops going around backwards, almost like this. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of the technique. And it's not an easy technique to learn when you're trying to do it, trying to find the weight, you know. But so it seems like that was the best way to go for competition if you're going to start to excel. And for jumping, it feels much more comfortable, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there is even a difference between the smaller toe stop and the bigger, because when you have to spin, you have a lot more space, a lot more surface to maintain your spin, you know, and this is easier with a bigger toe stop, because when I tried on the smaller, I was just going up on the toe and spinning on the toe, and that wasn't good. So if you plan to do more spins, more competitive spins, of course you have to use this one for sure.
Yeah.
Even the golden horse is perfect for spin. I think maybe it's just a bit smaller than the roll line, but it's still really good, and I can spin like a lot.
Yeah, because mine still looks. I mean, mine still looks like new, because I haven't really had time, because whilst I was doing my acrobatic pairs, I didn't want to be on 3 too much because it might be dangerous. But then yesterday I shot this promo in a club, and I put my 4 wheels on, and it was like, ooh, this is different, because the weight is so different. I'm in the center, but then after 5 minutes I was fine and I could do what I needed to do. But it is different. The 3 and the 4 wheel, it's different. You know, you have an extra wheel. The weight is different. But I think for most people, I mean, especially girls, I would say all girls should be on 3 wheel. You know, which brand you pick, I think it's impossible to say, okay, this is the brand you should get. You know, because maybe you want gold, maybe you want a short, maybe, you know, it's like, okay, if you're up to this size, then go for this. You know, I would say, imagine if you've got really small feet, then maybe golden horse will be better. And then if your feet are a little bit bigger, then maybe a short, maybe the Snow White or this new frame I have with no name would be.
I was really worried about this position of these wheels, because indeed there is a lot of difference between Pig Skates and Snow White. When I started, I was on Pig Skate, then I tried Snow White, and that was awful on me, because it was a really small frame, and the wheels was really just under my heel, and it was really tricky.
It's worse than this. It was more under than this.
Yes, yeah. Worse than this. And I was just falling on the back every time, and I said, no, I can stay with it.
Yeah, that's what I expected when I expected that when I put these on, or I put the golden horse. And to be honest, I don't even notice it. Like, I have 3 wheels.
Because when I saw it, you seems really close, like the golden horse, right? On your Jackson, it's really similar.
Sorry.
Is it the same size, or it's different?
No, they're the same size boots. So this. What is the best way to do this? To put it like the toe stop is really the toe stop is the same place, but you see how much further down that comes, and the amount that it comes down is the difference in the gap. I mean, it's a little different. It's probably only half a centimeter difference, and you know, because the thing is, for me, I'm always trying to be honest with my opinions, and my opinions change. Like, my family is always like, God, can you not just stick to one thing? I'm like, no, when I have more information, then my opinion changes. It's like, at first I was like, oh, the gap is too big on Golden Horse. And then I went back to my 4, and then I've come onto this new frame. And now I get used to this frame. I'm like, maybe I need to go try the Golden Horse again. Now I understand the mechanics and where you need to put the weight and everything like this. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be skating on the back two wheels and I'm going to go onto the front two to do my turns. And I'm like, oh, actually, I feel like I want to skate on the front two most of the time because I can turn so much easier. Like if I do a 1 foot slalom like this or a power pull in America,
yes, indeed. We are really, really on those two wheels most of the time. And it's pretty rare to be on the rear wheel.
Yeah.
On landing, I'm really feel it on landing on jumps because you just start here and then here and here, and this is the perfect land for me on my golden horse. I really feel comfy on it, and that was not the same on Snow White, and that was not the same on Pig Skates, because on Pig Skates I have to push more and bring more strength on my skating. And
well, do you feel like because so today I made a video today. I made 3 videos actually. So I made 3 videos. Yeah, did you see I made the post there, like how to change the stoppers and adjust, and then how to change the bearings. So I made all 3. I was going to post one this afternoon, but I've been busy, so I'll post the first one tomorrow. And I think the first one was the Snow White one. But all the bearings are different. How they're working is different, and obviously one way must be better than another way, and it must help to spin more freely, and you have to use less effort to get the same result. So I think this must happen with all the different mechanisms that they use. So it's finding whichever is the best. I mean, with these, this one, I can tighten this as much as I can. It doesn't matter, and they'll always spin freely, no matter how much I tighten them. But
it's not the same on roll line and PH.
Yeah, this was the same. I have to be careful. If I tighten it too much, like this
it's not spinning anymore.
This one is just stopping, and the Golden Horse is the same. But so it's hard. It's hard, really. I wish all the companies.
Roll line the same. Sometimes the wheel just stop to turn, to spin, and it's the same on my Pig Skates. It's not spinning a lot, and also on my JH it can happen too. And I didn't find an answer about that. But even if you have good bearings, it could be the frame and the axles.
Yeah, but I mean, inside. I mean, let me just inside. Why is that going off? Inside the what's it called? Yeah, that's what. Whilst I take this off, in your opinion, let's say for most girls, what would you say the 2 frames that people should? It all depends where you live in the world and what you have access to, and obviously there's access to Golden Horse because it's just delivering everywhere. But if you had to pick 2 frames for a woman, what do you think they should go for?
It's an hard question. For very small feet like me, I should say Golden Horse and roll line.
Okay.
Snow White is good too, but I don't like the small rocker, so it really depends of what you want to do with your frame. If it's just a hobby, or if you are a competitive skater, of course, this is more Golden Horse and roll line.
Yeah, so Golden Horse and roll line for most people from you. Okay, so now, so look at this. So this fits between both, and it's basically the exact same. Yeah, it's the size of the wheel. So this comes out. So I think that's for me, that's perfect. You don't have to have anything on the end like Pig Skate, which is the same size, but then you have to put something on the side. And then this is what you get in Golden Horse, this little plastic thing. So you have metal and you have plastic. And when I was playing around before, because I put the original wheels back on, And I'm like, why is that? That doesn't make sense. I don't even understand.
It's common, you know. You have the same thing on pig skate and the same thing on roll line and a classic rollerblade too. It's common. It's not surprising for me, but I understand why you could prefer something maybe more simple. And yeah, this is true. This is why I liked Snow White, because of this.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of pieces on your frame.
I'm just turning my heat
And
on. Oh, I'm so hot,
and
man.
I really think the people who are making blades, our frames, should think about something, I should say, universal. And we should have the same axis and the same spacers, and you know.
Well, this would be amazing. And the thing is, but the problem is, because people decide to do different size holes and small holes, so then you end up with, I mean, I'll tell you what is really cool, to hold the Golden Horse titanium, because if you hold this and you hold this one, this is so light. I mean, I don't think it's going to make that much difference to me when I'm weighing like 86 kilos. I don't think I'm going to notice it. But when I hold it, I feel like I'm holding something really cool, you know. But it's really thick. It's thicker than this, you know. But the way this fits into the frame and then it goes inside the frame, I feel like that's quite good. I mean, I think maybe they all do that though, don't they? But this goes into the frame and it's plastic. So I wonder if you landed a jump really hard on the back ones, if it would break. I don't know.
Are you afraid to break it? No, I don't think you can break it, but maybe it can be worn, and you have to change this piece. But I don't know if you watch some videos of Golden Horse. They are showing them breaking this piece with a hammer, and this is very funny. But it's not breaking. It's not breaking at all, and this is pretty amazing. I think it's really hard. And you can see mine. There is not a hole. It's the same plastic piece, and I think you have maybe more space for this middle wheels on yours, right?
Yeah, mine is so different. It's like, yeah, I have to be here or I have to be here. You know, it's I don't know. It's interesting. You know, because it would be interesting to try all the different positions, but really try it for an extended period of time. You know.
Yeah, I was thinking about that at the beginning, because I'm asking if that wheel should be right in here on the foot, or more on the back, more on the front, and I'm still asking myself about that, because I don't know. I just feel it, you know. And I used to skate on a dance blade. I bring my ice skate too, so you can see it's really short, like my frame. So yeah, and I used to skate on this part on the blade, and a lot here too, but this is not the same on my inline skates, you know. So I don't know. I can compare with
one thing I will say. So yesterday when I went back onto my 4-wheel, and after I adjusted, I'm like, oh my God, I don't have to think about what I'm doing. I can just skate. On 3-wheel, you have to think, oh, front, back. I just skate, because an ice blade, you skate here, and I'm skating here, and I can do loops. I can do anything for every loop. So easy on this. I don't have to think, because if I rock forward, I'm here. If I rock backward, I'm here. I've got 3 places I can skate. You only have 2 places you can skate on 3-wheel, the front or the back. And the back, I have a big hole, and here, all the holes are the same. So in one way, if you're an ice skater and unless you've got tiny feet, I would say in some ways, if you have, let's go with 2 sizes smaller than me. So let's say maybe from a size 40 or 41, something like that. Maybe 4-wheel would feel the closest to ice. I mean, look at off-ice skates. You know, I know they've got the funky toe or whatever and their own wheels, but I mean, Jeremy, I don't know if you know Jeremy, he's the French skater. He's doing all this cool dancing. So he filmed for us yesterday, and I was talking to him because I was showing him my new boots and frames, and we're talking about the 4. And I said, what is it like to skate on 5 wheels? He's like, oh, I just feel like I'm on the ice. I'm like, I have so many, I can rock so much forward and backwards, and I have so many more opportunities to do my edges. I'm not just stuck on the first 2. Like on the first 2, you're there, and that's it. If you rock back, for me, if I rock back to the ones at the back, now I've got a massive hole, a gap, and then it's kind of, you know, if I try to hold an edge and I end up being on the back 2, it feels like I'm fighting. I have to fight. And I can only imagine what it's like if you're a beginner, and then you're a beginner on ice, maybe you're on level 3, learn to skate. You know, at the beginning, you're just learning 3 turns, you're just trying to hold an inside and outside edge, so you're not competent enough to just fight it. It must be really hard going to 3-wheel, you know, going on to inlines of any kind. It must be really, really tough because they don't have the confidence to hold it and know what they're supposed to do. And they're trying to think what their arms are doing and their body and their hips. So it must be quite hard. So I can see why the off ice can be good, because there is, you know what would be amazing? If Pickskate had a frame with the other toe as well. That's what I would do if I had this. I'm like, okay, we'll make one.
I thought to John, to change that toe, and as we already talked about, they doesn't want to change that toe.
Yeah.
And,
but he could have both. They could have both. Like, that would be the best way. I mean, and Snow White should update their frame. This frame that I've got now is basically like Snow White, but it just looks like it looks modern. It makes Snow White's look a little bit dated, you know, and it's probably a lot lighter. You know, I think they're making money and they're selling loads, so they're like, okay, why? Well, this is how we've always done it, so we're going to continue this way. But that's not a way to grow and get better and better and better and better and push the sport forward. You always have to be innovating and trying new things, as I've done in my pair stuff, you know. But
true,
you know, it's
Roline and Golden Horse are the only 2 sell 2 models, except Pickskates. But this is as you said, very old model, and they have to change that and make things better. So I don't know what to say, but they have to listen skaters about that.
Yeah,
because
like what Kobe is saying there. I mean, that's a very relevant fact, because I'm used to 4. Because I mean, when I first went on the 3 wheels at first outside, I was like, oh my god, how can I do anything? And then I made a video where I did all 4 turns, forward and backwards, and then I was like, okay, let's try the other way. And the first time I did it, so I can imagine if I skated on those every day, after a month, what I would be able to do. I would probably be able to do more than I can on these, because I've got 1 less wheel, they're lighter, there's less metal in the frame. I've got that really good toe stop, which it gives me confidence to jump. You know, it gives that little bit more confidence. And this is another thing as well. I mean, when I go like this with my thoughts, as you can see, but for me, this is great to spin on, but it's great to spin on because it's hard. Now, when it comes to jumping, is it too hard? Do you slip? Because when I went to Whisper last year, I kept slipping a little bit going for axle. I mean, I
had a lot of bad fall. Yeah, I had a lot of bad fall on the flip and jump and the Lutz jump because, as you said, I was slipping just like this. And even when pushing for spinning, I had the same issue. You know, I was just pushing like this here, like this to start my spin, and I was really I had really bad fall about that, and so I couldn't spin at all, and jump clean with clean. And and this is why I like bigger toe stop, because I never sleep on it. But I had a lot of bad fall on the on the roll line toe stop too, because it's really really big on my small, very small frame. You can see here, and yeah, it was a really really an issue to me, because I'm wearing 64 millimeters wheel, and as you can see, this is really small compared to my those.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can see the difference.
Yeah. So
and
that,
yes,
that
so the two stop was touching the ground every time, and I have to skate more backward, and that was not very good. And this is why they started to sell this one, but I had other issues with the smaller one.
Yeah, like something I've found is with the toe stop on the bigger one is crossovers. To do really nice crossovers, it's you catching the toe so easily.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
because
easy. Yeah, because it's
it's
just so
very,
wide.
yeah, it's so wide here, and yeah, I don't know if the golden horse is so wide too. Maybe less wide. Yeah.
Yeah, and for you, what do you find different about having smaller versus larger wheels?
A lot, a lot of things are different, because on very small wheels I have less speed, and but in the same time, this is more agility, and this is very interesting for steps, but you have to push a lot more, and it was a real issue to me. And the other problem was on the internet, when I have to change my wheels for different floor. I couldn't find the right wheels on the right size, you know, because only roll line and I think Snow White is selling 64 millimeters wheel. I found hockey wheels, but it's not the same profile. It's a rounded profile, you know, and I like elliptical profile. I'll show you the difference between the wheels.
This is the one that's more pointy, is that correct?
Here, you can see my hockey wheels. I don't even try to skate on it, and the elliptical profile. You can see really difference between those two. It's more flat, but it's interesting because I think the synergy and the golden horse and the new jazz 2 are more flat.
Just look at, so I have three different wheels here. So I have the new one from Jackson. I mean, a random brand. Then you've got Synergy in the middle. Then you've got this one. So this is kind of more elliptical.
Yeah, I have
these are similar. This is more flat. This is a little bit more. What would you call this? What is this shape called?
Rounded
profile. Just rounded and then elliptical. Okay, so yeah, I'm learning. I don't know everything.
Yeah.
You know. So okay.
Yeah.
What was the next question I wanted to ask? Oh yeah, what is your favorite wheel to use? Let's say outside.
I like grippy wheels, but I'm using a lot my Speedmax wheels. I really like them. But now I'm skating on the new Jazz from Big Skate, and I really love them outside. And this is 70 millimeters, so this is very interesting to speed more fast. And compared to my 68 millimeters Speedmax, I like 70. I like 70 a lot.
Yeah, it's like they seem so similar to this, but just a different color.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
these feel so soft when I feel it. But I was skating good on them. When I got used to it, at first I hated it. I'm like, oh, I went straight to my synergy. But then I need to test them. So I'm like, okay, let's really test them and skate. And then I was doing turns on them. So I'm like, maybe it's just I need to get used to the feeling, like everybody.
Yeah. Did you try it outside or inside?
So I tried them outside on a skate park, and then I switched to the synergy, and then I had my synergy on the wooden floor, and then when I finished coaching, I put these on just to test a little bit like that, and I kind of started to like them because they give me confidence. If I was going to do axle or above, then I would be scared to do it on synergy 89A inside, because to land and really hold the landing, I would feel like I might slip. So I would rather go with something a little bit softer, so it gives me confidence. But then where I make most of my videos, it's kind of like outside. It's just like a hard concrete with glass in between the things. I don't know why the glass is there. It scares me every time. But that's really hard. But there I was doing turns fine. So it's the more I learn, the more I get confused, because I'm like, I wish I could say, okay, inside use 83A, outside use 89A. But then it's like, okay, this girl is 25 kilos. Okay, so now
you can't tell that because on the mostly I'm using skating on a wood floor, and this is very dirty with a lot of dust and things on it, you know. And I like very soft wheels because I need more grip, you know, a lot of grip on it. And at the beginning I was skating with the Geneva, and it was not very good on it. Then I tried Rolex wheels. It's a French brand doing hockey and rollerblades wheels, and that was really nice on it. And then after that I was skating on the Champ and the Roline Zero, and I really like this combination. As you can see, I'm using a harder wheel on the front and softer wheels on the back.
Which durometer are they?
84 and 82. There is not a lot of difference because I still need more grip, but harder wheel on the front, you can spin more fast.
Interesting, because something I've noticed. So if you go into a rollerblade shop and you look at all the stock rollerblades, 3-wheel, 4-wheel, I would say probably all of them have 84A or 80. 90% of them will have 84A. So that's the average for them to skate, for the average person to skate everywhere.
It's 76A for my hockey wheels, you know, and because I wanted to try something really sticky, and the Rolex I tried were on I think it's 78A. So yes, it's really soft compared.
Interesting to try something that soft. I feel like turns would be hard because it would compress.
Yeah,
more surface
I think we have to think about that, because hockey skaters they have really aggressive skatings, you know, and they need really grippy wheels to do very fast moves. And as we were doing too in figure skating, we're doing also very fast and very strong moves. So yes, I think we have to try hockey wheels to do that. This is a good idea, and we can buy more wheels like that. But as I said, there is not a lot 64 millimeters wheels. Even 70 doesn't exist a lot.
Yeah.
And they really have to improve this on
our sport. I mean, the thing is, hopefully with some of us making noise in the inline figure skating world, and like starting to talk to each other and talk through ideas of how we can make things better, then that will inspire other people to be have thought about it, but like are a little bit shy. They're then to start speak out, and then more people start to speak out, and eventually we're going to make a revolution, you know, and something will
Yeah.
change, you know, so because there's, I mean, because I would still love to be able to, because I get probably 20 people message me and ask me every day, what frame should I get? What boot should I get? And I can only imagine that's going to get more and more and more, you know. So I don't just want to say, oh, golden horse, because I have a discount code and I earn money. You know, I don't just want to do that. I always want to give the best advice that I can, you know, so it depends who it is, you know. It will be good. It will be good when there is an entry model that's coming out soon. That's going to be very, very cheap for beginners to get boots and frames for about $250, $260. I think that's going to be very interesting for the market, you know, to have something compelling. But I think wheels probably eight. If you say, okay, you have to have one pair of wheels, I'd probably say, okay, maybe get like about an 84A, you know, something like that is going to be kind of good. If you have to have one pair, you know, one pair for everyone, okay, 84A. Try those, see how they go. Maybe
yeah,
you know, something 82, 84A. Try those and see how you like them. Maybe you need to go harder, maybe you need to go softer, because there's personal preference with everything. Oh, I bend my knees more, and so I can have a harder wheel, etc. You know, something like this. And then frames, it's, you know, Golden Horse, Snow White, or maybe four-wheel pick can be good for someone with bigger feet. Then put four-wheel pick is. Just because I only know my experience. I can't talk on someone else's experience. I can only talk on mine. If you've got really big feet, then maybe those. But then we look at some of the Italian skaters on three wheels, and then we go to the Asian male skaters on three wheels, and then what you think then you're like, but look at what they're doing. So then it's
only British skaters are on off ice because I think they only know off ice, you know.
Well, so this brings me to something else. So, like, I don't know what you would call it, but imagine that in life, imagine years and years ago, oh, I want to buy some clothes. Okay, I go to the shop on the high street. Oh, now we have the internet. Okay, I go online to Amazon and buy my clothes. Oh, I want to get inline frames. Oh, I live in England. Oh, I'll get off ice skates. Oh, I live in America. I'll get pick skates. You know, so this is what happens, because by geography and by what you see other people doing, you do the same. You know, I started this new Instagram, British Inline Figure Skating, just to try to spark something in England, try to push. But everyone, 95% of the skaters that have followed and sent me something are wearing off-ice skates. So it's like, I'm not promoting off-ice skating, that's just what they're wearing. So I'm putting that out there, you know. It's like, it doesn't matter to me. I still haven't skated in them. I had a pair, I never wore them. I just went straight to Snow White. So I still haven't skated in them, so I'd still love to skate on them. You never know, I might get someone, I'm like, oh my God, it's heaven. You know, it's like, for me, I want to learn so I can advise people. I'm not trying to go and do triples. I'm not trying to do all the best spins. I don't need to do that. I want to be able to teach people how to do it and let them have the right tools for the job. I always believe the right tool for the job is, you need to find that first. Stop trying to do, okay, what's the right tool? Like for what I do, any sort of adagio acrobatic pairs, there's only one frame you can use, four-wheel pick. I see people wearing Snow White. I'm like, your weight needs to be in the center of your foot as you're trying to get speed and you're holding the girl. You can't be on your heels or on your toes. It doesn't work. You'll use so much energy. Because I tried it on the linear. I tried doing these spins and I was knackered from one trick. And if you were going to do an act, you would do 6 or 7 tricks. You would be too tired, you know. So that's the right tool. The right tool for skate, you know, competitive inline seems to be three-wheel. That's what everyone is wearing.
Yeah, this is why I was thinking to keep 2 pair of skates for dance pattern and for jumps and spins, you know, because for dance I really love the big skates. Turns are really easy on it, and the middle is in the right place, you know. And when on roll line, I was not able to do like, for example, twizzles really good, and it was easier. It was really easy on my big skates to do twizzles, for example. And yes, you have to choose the right frame for dance, only dance. I should pick skates. Golden Horse is nice too, but big skates is really perfect for this this sport. Yeah.
So interesting. So it's like at the end of when we finish, I want us to try to sum up in like as fewer words as possible. Okay, if you're going to do ice dance, there's no ice, is there? If you're going to do dance, then your three-wheel pick for a girl is good. If for anything else for a girl, you can go with Golden Horse, Linear. You could pick Snow White, or they probably those three. Question: STD, because we didn't speak about those. I've never tried those.
Yeah, I tried them because one of my students is on it, so and I have the same size of feet, and so I tried them, and they are even more short than Snow White. So as I said, the last wheels is really here, and it's more like a quad skate. I have quad skates too. And for example, yeah, you can see the last wheel. It's really under the heel. Yeah. And STD is more like a quad skates.
Yeah. I mean,
because even the middle wheel, the rocker is really flat, not very pronounced, and not adjustable like roll line or Golden Horse. So this is nice to start, and if you come from quad skates, it's okay. But if you want to feel the same things than on ice, it's not the right option.
Yeah, I have a question for you, because I mean, I don't want to get too much into politics on this call, because I do see some of this between World Skate and WISA, and World Skate being mainly it's a quad skating organization, and then they've introduced Inline, but it's in the corner, and we're just going to use our rules we've been using for quads, and we're going to use those rules of these codes. I don't want to talk about that, because that's a whole thing. But I would like to ask you, because have you experienced seeing quad skaters that have transitioned to Inline, and how was the process? Have you ever seen that?
You mean on the rules, or
just skating in general? Have you? Because I haven't experienced a quad skater that's now. I've seen one girl wearing one quad and one Inline, and she's doing both. So it's like, I know I mean, everything's possible if you practice, but I wonder how close it really is, because I've skated on quad skates, and that's like, it's not even, it's so far away from ice and Inline. So
yeah. This is really far, but I have I need to few minutes to feel good on my quad skates, even if I'm used to now, because I did roller derby, but roller derby you just have to do cross and toe stop and cross and toe stop. That's all. So we can talk about technique about that, but when I tried really artistic figure skating on quad skates, it was really frustrating, because yes, it's really different. And I can show you the main difference when you have to turn on inline or on ice. It's the whole body moving like this, when on quad skates, your foot is not moving at all. It's the knee. You have to bend a lot the knee and the hip. Moving, the truck here, just here. And I'll show you with my phone the wheels moving.
Yeah. Well, they move in and out like this, like a skateboard. Yeah.
Yes, just, I don't know if you can see my wheels just here. And when I have to turn, the wheels are moving like this. You see?
Yeah.
So yes, it's really hard to get used to this at the beginning, but you can adjust.
Oh,
And
but it's quite fun though. It's quite fun. Like when I went on, because last year I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to learn quad skating. I'm going to do it on the circle because that's what they all wear. And I spent like hours in 1 week, like maybe 10 hours learning how to skate on quads. And it was so fun because I'm one of those weird people that loves to try new things because then I'm like, I've got so much to learn. It's so fun to be new at something again. So then, I mean, when I go to Roller World, I'm going to have a set of quad skates as well, and I'm going to start skating on quads. Because for me, I think as a coach, okay, I've got a quad student, I'll wear my quads. I've got someone on 4 wheels, I'll wear 4 wheel. I've got on 3, I'll wear 3. Because it's like, imagine the difference that you feel from inline, from your 3 wheels to quad. It's not as drastic, but there's a difference going on to 4 wheel. Like 4 wheel to 3 wheel, there is a difference. So it's good to know, okay, you should put your weight here. Because I've been saying the wrong thing. For 3, I'm like, okay, you will be on your back wheels and you go to your front, because that's just what I imagine you would do. But then I was wrong, so it's hard to give advice sometimes when you haven't done it. That's why I don't want to advise people on a boot that I've never worn. It's like, it's hard. That's why I want to try everything. I can't advise on off-ice skates. I reached out to them to see if they'd like to send me a pair or STD, but or this what's this Spanish wheel guy? They have something with
Carlos.
Sorry,
Carlos.
No, they have a deal with Inline figure skating. They're ambassadors for them. It begins with an M. I reached out. I wanted them to send me some wheels, but he said no. I think I mentioned it in my last podcast. I guess I'm mentioning this to everyone until they give me some wheels.
Yeah, but indeed in quads that was a real fight, especially for spinning, because it's really different, and I can only do upright spins and back spins on my quads, but I can do seat or camel. It's too hard. Too different.
No, it's not Dr. Patin's shop. It's something else like Minstrel, Moistral _ES is the Instagram. What is it called? Do you remember what it was? Oh, I forget what it was. Anyway, okay.
You mean quad frame?
No, the wheels, Mr. something, Mr. Royce or something.
Mr. Rolling, yeah.
Yeah. This guy. Yeah, he'll cry one day. He'll cry one day. When I'm big and famous, he'll cry. Oh God.
They don't want to develop the sport a lot, because I tried to work with him and no answer.
I have people that I have, I'm going to be working with. You know who I'm going to be working with, so I think it's a little bit better. Yeah, they're sending me some more wheels and different stoppers to test as well soon. So we will see. We will see what's going on with that. So is there anything else? Anything else? I mean, do you want to ask me any questions? Is there anything that you were interested from my perspective? I probably don't know as much as you, but.
So you want to coach in Britain, right? And do you want to do some competition with your students? Do you plan to do competition?
So this is the plan. So at the moment, I've got a master plan. So as far as I can see in England, there is no British federation for inline figure skating. There's one for ice skating. There's a British roller skating federation, but that's mainly just for hockey. So I would like, and hopefully with some people that have power and are understanding and with coaches, to form a British inline figure skating federation and to go by the rules which will be best for the sport to flourish, not to be using some quad rules or this. Probably it's more similar to ice skating, because I'm from the ice. I ice skated for 20 odd years or 30 years. So to have it more similar, because most people are from ice, it will be amazing once I have some new roller skaters coming to Roller World and I start them from roller And then after 5 years, they start to get really good, and they've only been roller. But at the beginning, it will be great to, I mean, the beginning, I'll just be getting to Roller World, right, and start teaching. And it will be amazing to have a roller rink feel like an ice rink, as in there's morning patch, there's evening patch, there's a figure club. So you come and there's one or two coaches, and we're working in groups, we're working on crossovers and jumps, and it's just like an ice rink feel. Because as far as I can see, inline skating is just put in sports halls or outside or anything. So in England, as far as I see, all the other roller rinks kind of take cues from Roller World because it's the biggest. So they can kind of say, oh, this is a good idea. So this is what I would love to have. I'll have my club there, and then there's a roller rink in maybe in the centre of London, and there's a club in London. So if you go into the sports centre, they make that roller skating their club. Then every roller rink in England has a figure club. So there's more revenue for the rink. They've got their own place they can call their home and not just a sports centre. And then that might even then spread into other countries. And then that becomes the new thing. You're like, okay, roller skaters are in a roller rink and ice skaters are in an ice rink. I mean, that's how it should be. This will take time. And then it would be great to develop like a syllabus of what to learn. And this is kind of how everyone's doing it in all the different roller rinks. And then we have a way to coach. And this, you know, I just want to reach out and talk to as many people as possible to learn as quickly from people that have been running clubs, you know, and doing things already, so the sport can go forward. Because instead of us all trying to compete,
everything to do, yeah.
You know, instead of like, okay, France trying to compete with Spain, trying to compete with Italy, well, why don't we?
You have to know. You really have to know that people around the world and in Europe, like Italy, Spain, France, maybe some country in the East, are all following world skate rules because they are the major community for roller skating, and it doesn't matter if it's on quads or inline, you know. Yeah. And even in France, we are in a kind of war because yes, a lot of people are thinking, yes, we have to follow the ISU rules because, of course, this is more close from ice. But the new roller art system is moving, changing about this, and in a good way, because yes, they are more respectful from inline skatings and not just applying quad rules on inline skatings like they did at the beginning, you know. And yes, we are working with the French Federation about that because they have to listen to us about this. There is a lot of problems yet on the rules, you know. And I don't know if you already read the rollout system and
so explain to me and probably everyone else that doesn't know what. So what is the difference between roll art and world skate? Is this just totally different?
Roll art is just the name of the rules on the world skates. Okay. In WIFSA, they are using the ICE system called ISU, you know.
Yeah.
But now in France, and I think in Spain too, and in Italy too, they have skaters don't have the choice, and they have to follow the right federation, you know. In France, skaters have to follow the French Roller Federation because this is the French Roller Federation who manage the inline skating in France. So we have to follow the rules, and the rules they choose is rollout system and the world skate. So skaters can adapt. National competitor can skate with the rollout system in France and go to the international competition with the same system. You know?
And do you think so? Like, let's say for me, because I'm still learning what's happening in England, but from what I see, there's nothing really happening. So I have a chance. It seems like I can come and work with everybody, and we can create what is best. Would you say it's probably better to go with the roll art and world skates, and then maybe try to then work with, then if there's like, let's say I come onto the scene, not like I'm anyone special, but if I can work with other people and we can come from the in and try to change it a little bit somehow and make it more in line if there's more players somehow, or not?
Now I think there is more people on the world skate competition, yes, because this is a big, very big association and recognized by everything everywhere in the world. WIFSA is really open because you can be an adult skater, and you know that I'm an adult skater doing competition. And when World Skate is only for elite skaters, WIFSA gives me the opportunity to do competition as an adult. So yes, it's hard, and I want to do both, you know. Yeah. I want to skate on WIFSA and world skates.
So maybe I have all the solutions. So maybe it's we do world skate, and then because I'm going to put on my own competition every year, then you can do this one, which is for adults and this for everybody. You know. So I mean that's I mean I can touch on my competition in a little bit, you know. It's from what it looks like. I've done Whisper. We were in a sports centre, a sports hall. It was super hot. The people were sweating on the floor, and I had to do really dangerous pairs tricks, and I was scared. And that's why I'm like, we need to be in a air conditioned. You know, it's tough. It's hot. But world skate, I've seen it. I'm like, that looks like I'm going to the Olympics, and this looks like I'm kind of just having some fun. You know, it is what it is, right? I'm not making up stories. World skate, that would be cool to go there as a coach. You know, that would be cool. You know, so it seems like I need to get some more information on world skates and kind of see what's happening over there. You know, and before I make decisions, and you know, I know it won't be easy. Like anything that's actually hard to do and will actually have a big result is going to be hard and going to take time. So I don't know. This
is really hard because, you know, in France, our official French Federation on roller skating is able to do selection to create a French team, France, you know, and they are able to work with the government and give official titles like national champ, and this is why we have to work with them. We don't have a lot of choice, and I think it's the same for you, because you have to find the federation who is working with the government to give the right titles to your skaters, you know.
Yeah. So this is going to be that's a whole nother thing. So we will see. But I've just started. Had a meeting with Inclusive Skating. I don't know if had you heard of them before.
I think, but I don't remember exactly what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd never heard of them, and then they came up, and they've been around for 10 years. It's an inclusive skating.
When you say inclusive skating, what do you mean?
It's a charity. It's a charity. It's a charity that helps skaters with challenges, whether it be mental challenges, like what's the, autism, or maybe they're blind or deaf, like a physical challenge. So they help them to skate and to do competitions. That they have these big competitions. They've got that all their own rules. It's not ISU. They've done something else because ISU was expensive. They've had all this written. It's a whole thing. And I spoke to her and I talked about my plans, and she's very interested. Like one because
of course, yes.
because I'll actually have a roller rink, you know, to be based out of, so then they can have the competitions there, and they know a lot of the rules, and they know a few people behind the scenes that have some power. So with Roller World, they know a lot. The owners know a lot about this as well. So this can be kind of interesting to do it with them, because for me, I know what I want to achieve. Do I have all the information? No, but I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to ask and learn from other people. You know, I don't know the answers, but I'm willing to try and learn and see what we can do going forward. You know,
I know someone in an island. I think this is the Maurice Island, or maybe Mayotte. I don't know. It's a French island, you know, and he's working with a shelter for teenager, and this is very interesting because it could bring some skaters in the World Open in Fasano, and it's a very, very good experience for those people who can afford ice skating, for example, because ice skating is really, really expensive, and yeah, this is why I love inline skating, because you can skate everywhere for free if you don't want to go on a club and pay for a coach. You can learn by yourself, even if this is better to have a coach, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does help. I mean, the thing is, you know what's funny for me? All the stuff that I'm known for the last few days, all the acrobatic stuff, I taught myself everything. No one taught. Obviously I'm watching videos, but I'm one of those people that I will watch something and I will video myself doing it, and I'll do one and I'll watch the video, and I can coach myself through a video. But maybe that's because I have enough experience already. But when you're first starting out, it's like I can put all these tutorials out there for everyone, but until I'll actually look at your skating, you're like, oh, what am I doing? And I will look at you one time, you will look at someone one time, I'll just lift your hip, I'll just change your arm here, and you're like, oh, now I can do it. Because you don't know what you don't know. You know, you don't, that's just the nature of learning anything. You will progress. Imagine one person for 1 year skated every day for 1 hour. Yeah. And now that's another person skated every day for 1 hour, but for that 1 hour, they had a coach for that whole year. How far ahead would the person with the coach be? I get goosebumps. I get goosebumps thinking about it. Or one person skated every day. So one person skated 4 times a week, and the other person skated 4 times a week, but one time they had a coach for that hour. So then they had one coach here, and then they spent 3 days working on what this coach taught them. They would be so far ahead, you know, because you need someone to work with you, and then you can practice what they give you back. Like the offline coaching I do, people, for me, it's actually quite easy to do. People send me their videos, and then on Sunday, I will literally, that's the first time I look at their videos, and I look at it and I make a video straight away as if I'm there with you. And then I give some stuff to work on, and then you work on that for the week, and then you come back. You know, I think coaching is helpful. It's helpful. Oh, there's Kobe. You're so right. Look at me. I've only been on with you as my coach since. Oh, thank you, Kobe. Thank you, Kobe. Yeah, I didn't pay her to say that, by the way.
There is a lot of people talking. Sorry, people. I haven't seen your comment.
There's so many. So shall I talk a little bit about my competition? And actually, you know what I want to talk about? Where did WIFS's competition just come out of nowhere? And it's like, okay, you've got to be ready in 3 weeks, go. I was like, or 4 weeks. It was like so sudden. You know, that was a surprise. A little bit of surprise, no? Or not? I'm interested to see how many people do this, because I think it's going to be hard to find the right space to do it at the moment. Maybe if you if
have you seen also the WIFSA made an online competition too for the end of March?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Wait, what did you think I said? That's what I said.
Sorry. I thought you said about your competition you wanted to do.
Yeah, I wanted. Actually, I started to say that, and then this is how my brain works. My brain was like, "Oh, wait a second, let's talk about the whisper first." You didn't read my mind. You're supposed to read my mind. God.
Yeah. When I saw this, I said, "Okay, I want to do this." But when I saw the date, 24 March, oh, it's really short.
Yeah.
And then I saw this message. I think it was Sunday night, and I couldn't sleep like 2 hours because my mind was blowing up, because I was thinking, oh shit, I can train, and I don't have not a lot to train right now, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I can skate only 1 time per week, and then where and who is going to make the movie, and so
it's really hard,
you know? Yeah. I really don't know if I'm gonna do this, because
it seems very quick. Like when I put my little teaser of my competition the other day, and then I put it out, and then I had a couple of my friends talking to me, and then I was talking to one of the sponsors, and then I'm like, okay, I'll take it down. Actually, I want to really think this through. And then I thought, you know what? Let's wait a little bit, because the weather is getting better, but then it gets colder. And in England, I'll be in England in April, so then I'll be in the rink, and people can actually come and skate there with me, or they can skate in sports centres if they're open. So I mean, I can tell people all the rules of the competition now, and the competition will be announced on April the 15th. And you'll have to submit your video by the 1st of June. So you have 6 weeks from when I announce it. But how long do you have from now? More than 6 weeks, right? So basically, this is how it will work. Think of it as an exhibition competition. You can use lights. You can use whatever you want. You can make it a show. You can make it very strict. Just have fun. 90 seconds, one take, no editing, copyright-free music. Because I'm going to make a YouTube video of, so how it'll work, there'll be seven categories. So 2 for juniors. So the juniors, I forget the age limits, but there'll be up to single Lutz and single axel and above, 2 separate ones. The top 5, which will be picked from me and some other professional skaters from both of the juniors, that will then go into one YouTube video, which, let's say is put on June 15th or whatever. So people will tune in, watch the video of them, and I will commentate on each person. So I'll pre-record the video, and then you'll watch this video live with everyone. Then you'll have 24 hours to vote on your favorite. And then the first prize will be getting boots and frames from either Jackson or Golden Horse. Stuff like this, and there's going to be more stuff. These are a sponsor, actually. This is from Pink Skate. They're going to be a sponsor of the competition, and I'm also collaborating with them. So if you want 20% off this brand, just go to my link in bio and use my code Coach Adam and get 20% off store-wide, free shipping as well. So go and check out the stuff, and there will be some more stuff coming there soon. But now it's just what there is. It's mainly ice and hockey, but they're going to have some roller soon. But that's something else. So yeah, go check that out. But the competition is just about fun and just giving people something to do. A little bit like my challenges at the moment. It's like, I don't know who it was. Someone posted
I think we don't need to do real competition, you know, with the stress and the performance. And yeah, as you said, just having fun right now, because we can't train in the real condition, and this is very frustrating for me, because I used to skate in a perfect sport hall, and now I have to skate on a very small space on concrete only when it's not rainy, and yeah. This is a lot of pressure to do a real competition, you know.
Yeah, oh, of
And
course. I mean, it's I've just put in there Cirque Life. So I'm in a competition. If people don't know, I'm through to the final, and the final will be released in the middle of March. And I'm using the same rules and weight that I did that. I was in that competition. So basically, at the first round, I had 1 minute to make a number. The second round, I had 2 minutes to make a number, and the third round, I had 3 minutes. And I won the first round, and I won the second round. Like, I won my video. So if you go to Cirque Life on YouTube, you can actually find those videos, and you can see how the video was put together, and you will see me. And yeah, so that's kind of how it is. And Kobe, just search on YouTube. I actually have 5 pages that I can send to you if people want them now. Just to
and there is more. Yeah, there is more. You just have to write, sorry, copyright free, royalty free music on YouTube, and there is a lot of music. So
yeah, and always, I would say because I've had to try to pick different types of music. So put copyright free music, and then you can put epic, pop, rock, epic rock, just whatever genre you're looking for. You know, it is fun. Like, listening to music, it's so fun. Like, it's always one of my favorite things to do, listen to music and try to, you know, I just try to imagine the number. Okay, it's worse, and then the music goes off. Okay, next. You know, it's a fun part of creating. But yeah, so that's kind of my competition. So you can start to get ready.
I know that Kobe already did the urban pig skate competition a few years ago. I know that, and she can do it. She really can do it.
Yeah.
Kobe, I'm counting on you, right?
What else did I want to ask you? What, I forget now. Does anyone else have any questions? Do you have any questions, anybody? That would be good to see if anyone's got any questions. That's what I want to ask you about, because people all the time, oh, what boots should I get? I'm like, that is the hardest question to answer.
We can't answer. Yeah, we can't.
I mean, number one, I would say, if you can, go to a pro shop, like a skate shop, and then they will help you, because there's someone there that has fitted hundreds, maybe thousands of skaters. So they know, for someone that weighs 20 kilos, someone that weighs 100 kilos, a beginner, an intermediate, they will know kind of what is good. Like, I've seen this competition.
This is the first step, and I'm saying but, because I tried skates on a skate shop, on a lot of skate shops, and after few hours or maybe few months skating on those new boots, I had issues. So it could takes really a lot of times to find the right boots to your foot. So for me, I skating on Resport like, I don't know, 20 years, and I tried Ideas, I tried Ice Dance, Jackson boots too. That was pretty good. And then I get back on Resport for Inline, but I had too much issues, cramps.
It's hard, isn't it? It's
many issues. Yeah.
I mean, my first pair of boots were second-hand Riceport, and my second pair of boots were second-hand Riceport, and then I got like my own pair. You know, right from the very beginning when I started.
Very, very, very old Resport boots.
Yeah. Yeah.
I even tried things on it, you know, when I started to mount myself frames. I did things on it, and you can see even the sole is really odd, and the leather is falling apart. And yeah, this is really, really odd skates, but very strong, very good quality. And but as I said, I wasn't fine on my wrists. I have to take them off like in 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, they were always felt narrow for me when I was younger.
Yeah, it's narrow, but you can try different widths on Resport and EDA and even Jackson. They have different widths, and you have to understand this, because sometimes when you go in those shops, on those skate shops, they don't even know that this. And I met people on this shop who said to me, sorry, we won't buy those skates for you because we are selling only one width. So just find it.
Yeah, this is another thing with most skate shops. Like, they might just work with Edia, or they might just work with Jackson. So then it's hard. Like, I've noticed this question was asked within hours in 2 different groups, Adult Skate 2 and another group. So I sometimes try to answer a little bit, but often I just like to observe, because people have experience, and they may have experience. Let's say there's someone that is a little bit, you know, a little bit overweight, but they're a beginner. So I have no idea what their opinion is, but I'd like to know what their opinion is. Or you have someone that's very, very light, and like, what is their opinion? And, you know, there's different opinions, and it seems like a few people have started to say the Jackson freestyle could be quite a good one. I skated on Jackson Premier actually before I went to my elite, and they were too soft for me, but I skated for a couple of months, and I could bend so well, and they were rubbish for doing doubles or trying triples, but for skating it was beautiful. So maybe the freestyle, maybe the debut. I can only talk of Jackson because that's what I don't know Eddie. I couldn't tell you what to buy on them at all.
Yeah, Sport are really close, because EDA at first was the same family as Resport, and they just split and do their thing on their own. And even the way they are made, it's very similar, and this is the same shape on the foot.
Yeah.
EDA is more I don't know the word. My heel was squeezed on the EDAs and not on the Resport. I even tried different widths on Resport, but it was a mess. So just said to me, okay, I have to change brands and try anything else. So this is why I tried EDAs, and that was not good too. Because they can change the width, but everything on the boots is changing, not just the front or not just the heel. You know, when you buy a different width, it's all the skates is changing. You know.
Yeah, this is why it's so hard to give advice. And I spoke to one of my friends the other day. I was a coach in there. They had their own ice rink, and I spoke to him the other day about boots, because he knows a lot about boots. I said, what should I be advising people with boots? He's like, it's impossible. You can't advise people, especially just over when people ask you. It's impossible. You can say you maybe find the best for your budget with your level. You know, go to a shop. You just try. You know, it's very hard. I don't want to say, oh, get this, and then it's rubbish. Oh, Adam told me to get them. So I'm not even getting paid to give you information. So then if you tell me I'm wrong, and what did I get from it? I just tried to help you. And this comes on to something else. So for me, I would love to try the Golden Horse wearing Jackson, because both Jackson I've got here. So this is the 5252. I think it's a hardness of 85, and this is the new version, the 50. What is it? The 5362. So the very first time I put both of these on with frames, I can skate straight away. I don't need to break them in.
Is the sole is really thin or bigger than the others? Yeah,
So
it's in
it's carbon fiber at the bottom there.
Yeah, so this is really light. I like that.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say, I would love to.
Really good idea.
Yeah.
You know, in speed skating, they are using only all the foot is in carbon, and this is really, really strong and light. And they have to think about that for figure skating, you know.
Yeah. So what?
Because when I saw my old Resport, there is a double sole here, so this is really heavy, especially for quad skating and inline skating, you know. And this is the what? Sorry, this is I like this on my Golden Horse because this is really, really thin sole, and I can really feel everything with my toes. And if Jackson is doing this too, I really want to try Jackson too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the point I wanted to make was, let's say you have 4 different frames and 4 types of boots. On one boot you have Edier, on another boot you have Jackson, on another boot you have SB Terry, and another boot you have Klingbeil. The boot will feel different, which will make the frame feel different. Now, if I had the same boot on all 4 frames, now I can really tell you how the frames are, because I know the boot is how I feel, and now I can feel the frame. But it's all different. It'd be like trying to put Golden Horse with Gold Star, and then Jackson with Gold Seal. Well, they have different rockers, so the blades will feel different, and then the boot is different as well. So you're just so confused.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Someone
hard.
is asking, what would you advise for those of us that don't have a pro shop nearby? Custom, I would say custom. You can try and send back your boots if it's not okay. But
have you read the website on Golden Horse? I read the other day that. Have you seen what they've put? If they send you a custom boot and it doesn't fit, you can send it back as long as you haven't worn it, and you have to pay the shipping yourself.
It's the same for every brand. You know, you can send back the boot if there is not a frame mounting on it, and if it's still brand new, so you can.
But you have to pay. You have to pay the shipping. We have to pay the shipping, and a lot of people are getting charged some import tax and duties from stuff from, like, I had to pay now from the Jackson ones that just came, and then the Golden Horse I didn't have to pay, but they wanted money. And I don't know. I've had customs twice in my life, Golden Horse and another, and I would never have custom again, because these are a little bit big, and the other ones, they felt weird. So, and everything else I've never had custom, and I've always been. Are
you fit or normal fit? Because mine are not normal.
Yeah, I'm perfect, aren't I? You know. My feet are so funny. My toes are actually they look so long. They're like really long and skinny. But I have nothing wrong with my feet. I'm really, really lucky in that respect. But custom is expensive, you know.
Golden Horse is semi-custom, and this is why it's a solution to get skates not as expensive than, for example, Harley. Harley is really, really expensive.
Like let's try to. So if I think the budget, like a budget boot, there's got to be someone that knows the answer to this. Okay, if you have a budget boot, and let's talk Edier, Riceport, Jackson, let's just say those 3. There's got to be a couple of models here that might work for you, a couple here and a couple here. So there might be 6 that is an option that would be good. I have no idea what they would be. Maybe Jackson would be the debut, the freestyle, or the premier. I don't know. And maybe Edier, I don't even know the names of Ediers. Well, there's a fly and there's a piano, and I don't know what else there is. A bee? I don't know.
Oh, I wanted to add something. Good advice for adult skaters. Please listen to me. Don't go on too hard, too stiff boots, please, because you don't need.
This is.
I saw so much people, adult skaters, on ice fly or even pianos, and this is no, please don't do this.
Yeah. So
Don't do this, please. This is not a good idea.
yeah, this comes back to when I just spoke about I went on Premier. So I'd been years doing pairs, and then I had an injury on my arm, and I came home and I started coaching, and I'm like, I'm going to start jumping again. And Dan, my friend, he's like, it was his rink. He's like, you know what? Let's go in the Premier. It'll be a little bit soft, but you'll be able to skate really nice. And because I'll be honest, oh God, my brain works crazy. So I'm going to go like
too much things to say.
I skate coach Paul put the other day in a question. What do you wish you knew when you started skating? I'm like, I wish I had a really good coach from the beginning, not someone that knew nothing, just wanted my money and was trying to earn money. Like most coaches, all they're trying to do is pay their bills. And they did shows, and now they're done with shows, and now they're just coaching because what else they're going to do, right? That's what a lot of coaches do. I mean, that's kind of, it's not really what I'm doing, but I'm different, but kind of the same. So to come back into when I started working in the rink, and I relearned how to jump and do everything. All the technique I know on jumps now, I learned then. I didn't know it when I was younger. I didn't know what I know now. I learned it all then. And I went back to soft boots, too soft for me, but I learned how to skate really, really, I won't say really nice, but better. I learned how to skate better. And then I went up to elite, which was good for me. But I had that period where my boots were a little bit soft, but I could learn how to skate better. If you are wearing a cast, like you've broken your ankle, if you're wearing that as boots, how good do you think you're going to be able to skate? You're going to be limited. You're going to get shin splints. You're going to be in a lot of pain. And you're going to spend so much money for nothing.
Yeah.
For nothing.
It's even dangerous.
Like when I see skaters in piano, I only know piano as the hard boot, or if that's just what everyone wears because everyone sees all the quad girls wearing them. Oh, if I buy those.
Yeah, and this is why we have to say this is for quads, and yeah, you have to be able to skate like maybe 5 hours a day, and as an adult, nobody do that, right? Yeah. So this is very, very strong boots for people who doing, yes, a lot of skating every day and professionally, and for athlete and competitor, not for adult skaters.
Yeah.
Even if you have a good level, but
yeah. So you know what we should start to try to make become part of the community is like, you've never skated, buy secondhand skates. Buy secondhand skates for 50, 100, whatever, like 10-20% of the actual price of what you're buying them for, and just try those and then see how you feel. And then from what you've learned, because everything is an experiment, right? You should always be experimenting with everything, with your edges, with your boots, your wheels, your stopper, everything. So buy some secondhand boots, and that's your base. And you're going to know that, okay, I've tried these boots. They were a bit soft for me. Okay, what would be a harder boot if this brand? Or maybe I should, maybe that's the brand you stick with. And but just then yourself. Instead of asking everyone, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Well, learn yourself. Maybe that's a good way to start, secondhand.
Yeah, Kobe is asking, I want to buy Resport Touches. What do you think of those? This is an old model for quad skating. So, Kobe, please don't buy this. That's not a good idea. For inline skating, I always recommend ice skate boots, of course.
Is Chorus, what brand is Chorus?
Chorus is Edea.
Edea, okay. And
yes, this is good skates. This is what my students used to.
Edea Chorus. Yeah, so Hammer Micah says, start. This is kind of where I read her comment, and that's where I went on my little rant about this secondhand, where get whatever you can. I'm like, perfect. Like we see people, okay, I'm looking for a skate in this size. I think there should always be some secondhand skates going around, because there's thousands. We've got one group of 1,000, one with 2,000. Now I've got 1,500. It's probably the same people everywhere. There's probably only 2,000 people, but it's the same ones everywhere. You know, but there should be enough boots, and it should be promoted to get the second hand and get some more use. And
yeah, I love my curls, but I feel the ankle is so loose. Yes, this is the main issue on IDEA, I think. But you have to, I would say, train your ankle to be more strong, right? This is hard at the beginning when you're an adult, and you have to jump a lot to get a stronger ankle and not go on harder wheel just because your ankle can't support landing, you know. And I did these mistakes at the beginning when I get back on skates, because I thought I was heavy skater and I need more harder wheels, you know, to be stable on my landing. But no, that was painful and not a good idea. So, and this is why I would say this is not real maestro boots. This is just the look of the maestro, but these classic
I think I have the same. I think one lower than maestro, or two lower maybe. I don't know, classic or leader or something. I don't know.
Leader and the classic, and then the
See this. Osmanina, she said something before about she wished that you should break in your boots before putting frames on. But as far as I see, Eddie, you can't break the frames in. The boots in. That's just how they are, and you bend through the tongue. You know, because my Jackson, I don't need to break them in, because you've got. I mean, this for me, like I can only have a skate that's got that, because now I can bend. If I don't have that, it's as soon as I put them on, they bend, because that's what it's for, to help you bend.
Yeah, you don't feel right when there is not this cut here, right?
Yeah, it feels so weird. Like for me, it's strange.
You know, I had this on my old RF3 here. There is the cut here.
Yeah.
But on the Royal, it's not, you know.
Yeah.
And,
so it's just personal preference, and I think everyone, you just need to. It's like, imagine you start a new sport. Okay, before I start that sport, and I'm going to start jiu-jitsu. Okay, can you tell me everything I need to know about the whole sport so I can start? Well, sport doesn't work like that. You've got to go in, you've got to get what you can get. You start day one, and now this is where you start, and you learn every day, and you ask, and you learn, and you learn, and you learn. You go forward like that. With any sport, you can't. Okay, what's the best frame for me? I'm 13 and 14 days. I've got, my hip is like, you know, you start and then go from there, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. People think, we should know all the answers. I'm like, I don't know, you know. We
can tell. Actually, it's really hard, and this is so personal, and I had a lot of issues when I started inline skating, because my feet was sweating a lot more than on ice. And the boots too, so they were very soft and very I don't know the word.
Like they were just getting damp.
Just very soft, very easy to break, and I wasn't okay on it. So yes, I don't have this issue on the Golden Horse. I think this is maybe because there is a lot of padding and it's breathing maybe more than with sports. So yeah, I think they have to create maybe more boots for inline skatings because, as you know, ice boots are made to keep the warmth on the feet.
Yeah, because I have the Edier, I think there's Edier Fly, but they're made for roller, and they're only like a 50 because I didn't want to get the harder roller when they were like 90. I'm like, that might be too strong, but that's probably what I should have got. But they have holes underneath all the way down and on the side, so then your feet can breathe. You know, that's
It
what I
breathes a
have.
lot. And this is the same, I don't know here, not on those ideas, but on better, maybe, yeah. You have the sole is breathing too. There is hole on the sole everywhere. So the foot is breathing
Yeah,
even when it's really hot, you know?
it's great. So I'm going to ask you to tell everyone about the amazing store for inline figure skaters that you have. Like, if everyone doesn't know, because she doesn't really post it too much, but she should because it's amazing. She's got a store with loads and loads of T-shirts and other stuff. Because I really, 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 really need the toilet. I've drank too much water. So you tell everyone about your store and what you sell and how did you come about the store. I'll watch it back later. I'm going to go to the toilet. Go.
So if everyone have any question, I have my own store too. And maybe you have already seen my t-shirts and goodies with all my drawings on it. And there is the link on my bio, on my Instagram. And I have also a Facebook page called Boucle 3 Braquettes. And I'm doing it with a lot of passion, and I know some of you wearing them, and I hope you can push me to do more drawings because this is really, really fun to do.
I'm back. I'm back. sorry, I put you on the spot to like talk about yourself, which, you know,
Thanks, Elena.
not everyone likes to do, but it's her drawings are so amazing. Like this, I wish I could draw like that. I'm hoping that maybe she will draw something, and I will have my own like T-shirt or hoodie or something for my page. But
I can draw things for people, but they just ask to me what they want.
Oh. So, is everyone going to compete in my challenge this week, where you have to do a sprint, stand on one foot, and do as many positions as you can? It's not about the most positions; it's just about something that's interesting. I've had 4 entries so far, so people are sending them in. You've got to send them in by Thursday. It literally takes you like 1 minute. It took me. I had an idea. I put the video on. I did it. I messed up the first one, so I did it again, and I'm like, that'll do. So have some fun, and then I'm going to make a YouTube video, and we'll all watch it on Sunday together, and then you can vote. So I'm going to do it as my competition is. You're going to put the video together. I'm not going to commentate on it. We'll all just watch, and if there's too many, then I'll narrow it down to the best, because we don't want to watch for like an hour of just people doing standing on one leg, because it might get boring. You know what? You better get one in soon. I'm waiting for yours.
I don't know if people answer you. I'm just looking. I would like to do it. I would like to do your challenge, but I have a really small apartment, so I can do a lot. But
you don't need
I'm
much.
going to stay tomorrow, so I could do some things with my friend Elena, who is watching us. Hello, Elena.
But it's not in skates. It's without skates. You know that, right?
Yeah, I saw it. Okay. And did you know? Yeah, but I don't have a lot of space here anymore. So
excuses. There's no excuses with me. I'm sorry.
I have to do it in front of my TV. You know.
Yeah. So let me just no. I'll wait till the end, and then I'll tell everybody about next week, next Tuesday, who I've got, and I may have someone on Thursday this week as well. So I'll yeah. But is there anything else you would like to add for you?
Me,
Any
no.
question? Anything
It's
more?
okay.
Because I feel like we've talked for like an hour and 45 minutes, which has been pretty cool. I think we've covered almost everything, and so let's try to summarize what have we learned. Because for me, the goal from this was to get to the end and really be charged with some information that someone says, okay, what frame should I get? And I almost feel like I'm in the same place. I'm like, I don't know. You know, it's where are we? I was thinking like maybe like Golden Horse, Snow White, you know, the pick for the dance. And if you've got big feet, then go with the 4 wheels Pick Skate Pro, you know, maybe something like this. Other than that,
Actually, I would say in real, we are able to skate on every frames. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is why you can skate on everything too. And this is just about your choice after that. If you want to compete, if you want to just go outside and skate outside for fun, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I always used to say. I'll just, it doesn't matter, any frame will do, and then you just have to think.
Did you try to skate on both different skate on each foot?
Not yet. So what I'm going to do, because when I posted about the, and what's good because it's the boot is almost feels the same almost. So when I posted about the back inside and outside 3 turns, I thought, I'm like, okay, maybe it would be interesting to put 3 on this wheel and 4 on this wheel because the weight is different, and then try to do, it might be a bit weird for my brain, but just try to do both. I would like to make the video, actually maybe it can be a YouTube video where I do everything on 3, everything on 4, and then put 1 of each and then have a bit of fun at the end, you know, because I think it's, for me, I need to explain what to do a little bit different. I would say on the back 3 turns, on 4 wheel, forwards and backwards, you're kind of on the center wheels, and then you may rock onto the front wheel a little bit. Going backwards on 4 wheel, you're on the center and you may rock towards the back a little bit. But on 3, going forwards, you're on the front and then you rock forward. Although yesterday I could do it on the 4 wheels as well. I can do a 3 turn where I stay on all wheels and I just go like that and then go backwards. You have to really, really bend your knee, but you can do it on inside and outside 3 turn where you go forwards and backwards without lifting any wheels. I don't know why I'd never thought of that before, but anyway, and then going backwards on the 3, you kind of have to rock towards the back one to turn. But it kind of, I don't know, it felt normal the other day. I don't know why. So.
Yeah, it don't bother me. I feel it was really natural to me.
Yeah, because you're always on 3, so it's like when I went back to 4 and I'm like, oh, this is normal again now because this is what I've done for 4 years.
Yeah.
You know? So it's, I think whatever you start with, you will find 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, unless you have big feet, and then you have a. Did you see the roll line, the linear that I sent you? It was in a group where the wheels, the difference in the back was like this. I imagine to do something like that. That would be ridiculous. 7 holes in 1 frame for 3 and 4 wheels. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? That, oh my God, that. Can you imagine? You have a hole here, a hole here, a hole here, a hole. You have holes in between, like 7. What Roger said. I'll tell you what, he's a smart guy. That would be interesting. You can make up your own thing. Roger.
I should send you an very old prototype of inline skates, and they already done this with really, really small wheels like this. And it was in wood.
I see this in Taiwan or China or something. Yeah, like so long ago.
Yeah, and on our website, onlineskating.com, we have an article about that, about the history of inline figure skating. This is so interesting. You have to read it, really.
Yeah. And something I will touch on. I made a video the other day. I don't know if I put it in just straight into my stories or made it on my video, but a few people asked me, okay, I live in Peru. I don't have access to inline skating frames. I'm like, we'll go and buy some rollerblades for 4 wheels. If this is either 72 millimeter example, buy 4 68 millimeter wheels, put them on the outside, and now you've got a rocker. So now you'll be able to do your turns and edges more easily. And then I saw someone post. They had all 4 the same. They took the first one off and they put a P14 pick in place of the first wheel. Now, the weight is going to be really weird because you're missing the front wheel, so you might fall, but you've got a toe stopper there. I'm like, I would like to try that one. And I asked them, I said, have you made a rocker yet? Have you made the middle one bigger? Like, not yet. I'm like, try that as well. I mean, you've got to do what you've got to do. It's like people worrying, what frame should I get? And they're just creating it out of a frame that they have. That's all they've got.
I wanted to show my really, really old fitness skates and 4 wheels, as you can see.
Yeah.
And they are really worn. We can, yeah, I can see.
So you can test. You take the first wheel off and put a pick in there, and actually skate and see what it's like.
Yeah, you can take off those wheels and use the ball pick.
I reckon that's kind of how they probably thought about it. Oh, let's take the first wheel off and we'll put a bit of rubber there and we can jump. And then let's just like move all the 4 wheels back, and then we'll put the thing there. You know, that's kind of how you would imagine to do something, right?
Yeah, and here you just have to use the bigger wheels. This is 76 millimeter wheels. This is really big wheels, but with smaller wheels with different size, it's okay. You can do a sort of inline figure skates. Yeah. Very cheap.
Yeah, I have a question for you. So I've only skated on Synergy. I haven't skated on Speed Max. Have you skated on Synergy and Speed Max?
I couldn't because I have only 64 and 68 millimeters wheels, and I think Synergy is only 72, right? You can buy smaller wheels in Synergy, smaller size.
Cool. Let's see how quickly I can find out this information.
Yeah, I wanted to.
I wouldn't use fitness skates for that boot. It's too soft. Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened there. Inlinefigure.com. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
For some, I used to jump waltz jump on it, so that's okay for single jumps. This is a really good brand. This is K2, and this is fitness skates.
Yeah, so, K2 is good.
Yeah, it's a good brand, and there is a lot of laces, so you can really. It's okay for single jumps, not for axles and doubles, of course.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. They're only in 72 millimeter, and then they have the spiral. Have you tried the spiral?
It's the same than the champ, actually.
Yeah. It's champ from Snow White as well. They just don't advertise it. Okay.
It's Snow White
because they're wheels. Because this is something that people don't realize, that there's good wheels and there's poorly made wheels, like everything else. Like the quality of the material that they make the wheel with is vastly different, and you will see that. Like for me, this wheel is like it feels more slippy. It doesn't feel the same. Like if I hold this, hold like these are both 84, and if I hold them, and it's different. There's something different about that.
This is why I really like the jazz wheels, because there is a good rebound and a good grip on the ground, and I tried them inside and outside, and they are really good on both floors. Yeah. So yeah,
the thing is, if imagine you have unlimited money. If you have unlimited money and you don't mind that your wheels wear, then you know it's a little bit softer, might be a little bit better. You know, it just depends what you're doing. But anyone got any more questions? Because I think 2 hours is pretty good for a first podcast. Pretty good.
I'm a bit hungry, so
yeah. So if nobody has any questions, then I will let you know who is next week. I wonder if you know her name. Do you know Anastasia Nosova? No?
Yeah, she's a really good skater. I talked a lot with her, sorry, and I made an interview a few years ago on online.com to onlineskating.com too.
Yeah, because she's multi-world champion, world roller games, I think silver medalist, 27 to 2019. So it's going to be interesting for me to have a conversation with her. I know she's a little bit shy, maybe in English, but it will just be, for me, I want to talk to her about her training, and her perspective on wheels, stoppers, turns, because she's doing really, really good jumps and spins. But as a coach,
she started on speed skates. Yes, she started on speed skates and then Snow White, and she stopped maybe 2 years ago. Yeah. And now she's a coach. So this is very interesting.
It'll be really interesting. And also, I think everybody knows the Instagram page I Skate Coach. So I'm going to be having Paul on. It may be this Thursday or Friday, or it may be next week. So watch out for that, because I would love to maybe have Raj from Jackson on here and talk about boots and these kind of people that have a lot of knowledge in different areas that can bring value to everyone. So if there's anyone that you think you would like me to have a conversation with, then let me know, and maybe I can reach out and we can try to make this like really, really cool, and maybe a couple of weeks or whatever, like that. And I think that's kind of the podcast. I think we did it. I think we did it. And so thank you so much for everyone for joining in. And remember, you can go and get a cool t-shirt. You know what is really cool there in Pink Skate? Leggings. They have so many leggings. Natalia's just got some. They sent me a load of stuff about 3 months ago. They sent it to Tenerife and it's renting now. It's just got here. So go check the stuff out. And thank you so much. Is it Priscilia? Is that how you say your name? For ages I thought it was Priscilla. It was Priscilla for ages. I thought your name was Priscilla.
In French, it's Priscilia.
Priscilia. It was only when I went to write down the advert for the podcast, I wrote it and I'm like, oh wait, it's different. Oh my god, the whole time I just clicked Prissy. Oh, it's Prissy on wheels. We go by our well, I can't say my Instagram names. I have 7 different Instagrams. I have so many. It's like. So anyway, I'll just talk forever. So thank you so much for everyone for joining in, and thank you for Prissy on wheels. So if you don't follow her, then what are you doing? Are you even an inline figure skater if you're not following her? So make sure you follow her. And any questions, always message me. I'll give you an honest answer. And see you guys in the next one. And this will stay here forever anyway. So do a podcast with Ice Coach Online. I will. I'm a good friend of his, so I'll do it with his. And until next time, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.